everybody, this is УteachЕЛь channel. My name is Kirill, and today we will talk about who, whom, and whose. Let's clarify when do we use these words. Question who, we ask about a person who is acting. We want to know who is the operator. Something like who are you, who did it, who likes cookies. Question whom, we ask about the object. We want to know which person the action is directed to. For instance, whom are you calling? Question whose we use when we talk about possession, when we need to know who does this thing belong to. Now, let's clarify when do we say who and when do we say whom. I must admit that nowadays we use whom not very often. This is not very popular form of the question in English, and mostly everywhere we use who with preposition. But nevertheless, let's clarify how to use who and how to use whom. As I said previously, we use who when we talk about operator of the action. For example, who is calling you? And when we talk about the person who is under the effect of the action, we would say, whom are you calling? Well, when you want to clarify who and whom, you need to replace the noun with the pronoun. For instance, if you say, who is calling you? Instead of who, we can place here he or she. Something like, he is calling you or she is calling you. But if we take the question, whom are you calling? In this case, we can't say he or she. The only possible version here is him or her. I'm calling her. I'm calling him. So that's the answer. When you replace the noun with he and she, you say who. When you replace the noun with him or her, you use whom. However, you also can use the question who with the preposition to. Who are you calling to? Some more examples with who and whom. Who loves her? I don't know who is talking. I don't know whom are you talking about. The best option to use whom with some prepositions. For instance, with whom and one of the whom. For example, Lisa is the girl with whom I am driving to New York. Or something like the students, one of the whom is graduating this year, failed the test. And now the most popular question of my students. Which version is correct? With whom are you going to the movies? Or who are you going to the movies? The answer is obvious. Both options are correct. I would rather say that whom is pretty old and rather official option for exam, let's say. And who is the most common option which is used everywhere. Now let's go to whose. We use whose when we talk about possessions. We want to know who does this thing belong to, and the answer for the question whose is the possessive pronoun like mine, his, her, theirs, ours, etc. Let's have some examples. Whose dog is it? Yes, whose ticket won? Or something like she never knew whose father was he. Well guys, that's all about who, whom, and whose. I do hope now it has become much more understandable and much more easy to you. Well, thanks for watching, press likes, leave comments, and see you at the lessons.